All right, thank you, Laura. There's a 4-day international conference starting today designed to take a close look at the war on drugs.
Jill Hazu joins us now with the president of the Drug Policy Alliance, the group that's hosting the event. She's outside the Astor Crowne Plaza where the conference begins today. Good morning, Jill.
Well, good morning. The Drug Policy Alliance says that the war on drugs has done more harm than good. Joining me now is the president of the host, actually, of the event is Ira Glasser. And tell us why your group believes that the war on drugs has done more harm than good.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. One of the major ones is that the war on drugs in this country has actually become a war against black citizens. What I mean by that is that 80% of all drug users are white. Only 13% of drug users are black. But 2/3 of people who are in prison for drugs, and I'm talking mostly about nonviolent offenses, are black. And this has a major effect on things like voting, because in this country we bar people who have been convicted of felonies from voting in most states. So you got 5 million people out there, disproportionately black, who are barred from voting. In the states of the Deep South, 30% of all African American men cannot vote because of felony convictions, and the single largest reason for that is drugs.
How do you change policies to address that?
Well, it has to be through legislation. People have to be upset about it. Prohibition is not working with respect to drugs any more than it worked with respect to alcohol in the 1930s. It's produced violence, it produces crime, it doesn't get rid of drugs, and it treats things as crimes that shouldn't be crimes. If you have a glass of wine or a gin and tonic after work, nobody arrests you. But if you smoke a joint of marijuana, you put yourself in jeopardy of being in prison. And there's no good reason for it, and it creates a lot of unnecessary crime and violence, just as alcohol prohibition did in the 30s.
We hear, though, from police a lot that a lot of the crime, especially murders, are linked to drug-related activities, especially post-Katrina.
Well, most of them are not. Most of the people, you got 500,000 people in prison for drugs in this country, and virtually none of them are murder convictions or any serious violent crime. Most people who are arrested for drugs are arrested for having small amounts for personal use. You have 1.6 million arrests a year now for drug offenses, and almost half of them are for marijuana, and 88% of those are for simple possession of a joint. That's not murder. And what murders and crimes, violent crimes, do exist are because of people who are selling and buying and get into disputes with customers and with competitors, the same way that happened in alcohol prohibition. Al Capone did not shoot people because he was drunk. He shot people because he was involved in settling disputes in the marketing and sale of alcohol at a time when it was a crime to do that. If you're selling it, nobody gets shot for selling cigarettes. And the reason is because if there's a dispute between manufacturers or customers, they go to court. So it's the prohibition law that creates the crime, not the drug.
Well, thank you so much again, Mr. Ira Glasser, the president of the Drug Policy Alliance. Now, they're also at this conference, they're going to have a forum that's open to the public that you can go out to. It is this Friday from 6 to 8. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn Express on Carondelet. Now, if you're also interested in the conference, you can go to their website at conference.drugpolicy.org to find out more information about the conference. And again, it is today until Saturday at the Astor Crowne Plaza. Reporting downtown, Jill Hazu, Channel 4 Eyewitness News.